Amen. So welcome again to live service this beautiful morning. So exciting to be here once again. And this morning we are still on this matter. It seems we have been on this matter for some time, but this matter is a very important matter because statistics has shown that, for instance, about 70% of issues, serious issues people have in marriage are due to financial issues, are financial problems. Many people have issues with their finances, with handling their finances, managing their finances. And the perfect will of God is that we are blessed financially. Bible says that I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper is top-notch, high priority in God. And one of the things that Jesus Christ did when he redeemed us was to redeem us not just from sin, not just from sickness, but from poverty and from lack. So it's in the salvation package that we will do well financially. And we started this a few weeks ago when Pastor Jude started by telling us the attitudes we should have towards money. That you should not trust in money, that you should not love money, and you should not believe that money is the most important thing in life, even though it's very important. And we talked about the fact that money is a means of exchange, and there is a currency that it flows. There are some things that attract money. One of the things that attracts money is money itself. So that is why it seems that the people that have money seems to have more of it. Money attracts money to itself. So, and last week we began by talking about managing your finances. And Minister Funke just took us hands-on how to manage your finances. This morning I have with me Brother Remi Onigbinde with me this morning. I've known Brother Remi for quite a while now. 15 years ago, 16, 17 years ago, I knew him then when he was in the corporate world. He was a banker. Actually was a top-notch banker then, but now he's a businessman. And since Minister Funke took us on hands-on about managing your finances, we want to talk of hands-on for businesses. And we said businesses are very crucial, that there are two pathways to create genuine wealth, legitimate wealth. It's either you're an investor or you're a businessman, or both. You can do both. Or businessman. But even if you weigh the two, you see that most investors end up being business people ultimately, because business is probably the most popular pathway to create wealth. And so this morning we have somebody that has been there. He's been in corporate world. He's done business for some time. So we want to know hands-on about business, practical examples and real life situations concerning businesses. So, Brother Remi, you're welcome this morning.
Thank you so much.
Let's just jump into the issue straight away. I know that many people, we have said that, and people have believed us, that it's good for a Christian to be a business person. And so people are saying that, and where businesses create wealth and create jobs for people. So it's a good thing to do. But somebody is saying that this Nigeria, the economy seems to be tough. Things are hard. Businesses are failing. And I am just confused. I don't know what business to do. Which of the businesses or which business opportunities are there in this country? It seems people, even some businessmen, stop their business and take up paid jobs. Are there genuine businesses I can do that I can profit and prosper my life?
Thank you very much. A lot of business that one can do and still prosper. If I think people saying this is how to manage business during crisis. You have to connect during crisis. I think it's just begging the point. There is no how to do things in crisis. There is how to do it when there's no crisis. It's the same thing as far as I know. The same thing. Maybe tougher during crisis. We need to stretch more, but it's still the same principles. The fundamentals of business, of management, of finance, they don't change. The surface may change, but the deep roots, they rarely change. Okay, so the same non-regular business are still available. You can go into retail business, retail trading, as in selling directly to end users, provisions, drinks, building materials, textile, fashion, or you can go into maybe land, water to make hair, how to cut hair, barbing, not cut. Or learn how to make fashion, to do tailoring, they always be there, no matter what. They will always be there. So it depends on what you know, what you like. But what I'm always very quick to say is, you must know what you can do. What you know, what you can understand, what you know comes to you very easy. Not that you'll be struggling, that even you yourself, it's tough for you. It's like asking to come and be doing something in IT now, I won't bother. Because I know I don't really, you click something, you roll for 5 minutes, won't move. I don't have that kind of patience. So you know what you can really do, what you'll be able to do, and be able to stay with, and then understand the environment.
Okay, so there are many business opportunities that you can do. Yes. Retail business is one of them. That's selling and buying. But produce. Before you give us some other examples, you are a full-time businessman now. But I'm just thinking about, because we said, I think it was Pastor Remi that mentioned that one of the things you should consider as an investor or as a business person is to have multiple streams of income. So what about somebody that has a paid job? Is working in the bank, is a teacher, a lawyer. Are there business opportunities that this group of people can do as well?
Oh, sure. Before I even started out in business, while I was working in the bank, I already started doing some of those things. There are things you can do that can go with your paid job. There are those that cannot go with your paid job. Okay? Let me just mention this at this point. These are not the same in terms of complexity and in terms of intensity of management. They are not the same. Okay? And in Nigeria, sorry to say, that's why people say, trading is what is easier to do in Nigeria. That's the truth. If you are working you're a doctor, you're working in a bank, you're working as a teacher, and you want to be doing, let's say, manufacturing, pure water. I tried it before. It's very tough. Because you're managing trucks, you're managing quality of water, you're managing NAFDAC, and you are not there. You're managing people who you tell them, do this, they go and do that. They want to steal your money. It's very tough. So, but do that is a bit easy for you to manage. Maybe things like, depending on how much money you have, maybe things like real estate, you can buy land and sell. That one doesn't require to sit there every day. If it's even a shop, or even all these making and all that, they are easier to manage. One that's very complex, poultry, a lot of people want to go to, because of Nigerian law, encourage people to, civil servants can only do farming. That's something they can do with their job. They can't do any other thing. But that's the kind of farming you're talking about. Some farming are management intensive. You want to do a poultry, and then you are not there. It's very tough. It's very tough. Unless you have something that like a partner who also have the same interest as you. But things you can do, things that are not really taking, that are not really so involving, that you can do. You can sell things. Buying and selling, you can do very easily. You can do real estate very easily. You can go to partner somebody else very easily. You can do a lot of that, things that maybe, let's say you close by 4. Things that usually sell in the night. You can do very easily. But things that we don't know will require your attention. And you can't be there. You have no chance. You have no chance to succeed. Because you demand the attention. And you can't give it to it. So that's why the challenge usually lies. When I was doing in banking, what I was doing was also what I do now, which is lending, which is also part of banking. It's like banking. In fact, when I started lending, it was at Badenian, I was in Dugbe. It was my own Oga that I started with. I was her name. He was a manager. He was doing trucks, producing chalk for schools, all those things. So I lent him money, he paid me interest. That's how I started. I don't have to be there. You just pay me money, end of the month, interest comes. I don't have to go around, drop with him. So things that you can combine with it, that will not kill the business because you are not there, that you can do. A lot of things you cannot do if you are in a paid job. You can't do a lot of businesses.
So you have to consider your giftings and the complexity of the business you want to do, particularly if you are using it as an additional stream of income. One of the things that makes a business to thrive is money, particularly when you are starting. And there is this issue, very popular in Nigeria. They call it capital. It seems capital is more popular in Nigeria than every other place because every one of us has this excuse of capital. sometimes it sounds genuine to me, particularly because of the high interest rates that banks offer and the lenders, sorry to say that because that you guys offer. So if I want to start a business now and I'm going to take a loan of 20% interest rates or more per year, that seems to be a hard way to start. So the issue of capital is very serious in Nigerian business climate. So how, if I want to start a business now and I need 1 million naira to start this business, how do I raise 1 million naira?
Professionally and realistically, you don't start a business with interest-bearing loan. It's wrong, fundamentally. It's very wrong. Okay? And the reason is very simple. Like you said, 20% is the interest rate. Now you haven't started. You don't know the margin of that business. Do you understand? Business works in fluctuation. Interest works in fixed. There's a mismatch already. Interest is fixed. You must pay. Either you make 1 kobo, interest is so much. Either you make 1 million, interest is so much. It's fixed. Do you get? For business, you make today. Sometimes you make so much, and you don't make so much. And then you have not even done this before. You can't tell how much your margin we average into per month or per year. You have got to borrow money. So you might be borrowing money at rates more than even the margin of your business without knowing. Because you haven't done it before. One. Number two, you started a business. There are a lot of small issues that come up initially that you have to resolve. You have not resolved all those issues. Number two, and until you resolve all those issues, it will not be stable. You have to get maybe a location that is good, maybe staffing. Until you get all those things done, you can't be stable. Already, interest is already running, which is a cost. Okay? So it's usually not advisable to start a business with interest-bearing loan. If you get it that's not interest-bearing, maybe they give you more loan, you won't pay interest on it. It's okay. Maybe from your savings, it's okay. Maybe from friends and neighbors, they can borrow you money, they can gather money for you, it's okay. It's okay to start small. Now to go and start with interest bearing. That's why banks don't lend to startups. Because usually it doesn't. I've seen it over when I was in banking. It doesn't work. You always fail. So as much as possible, don't start. When you have started and it's now running, you know your margin. That okay, I can make margin of 30%. If I borrow money at 20 or 15%, you know that is adding to me. Okay? And then when you're also starting, most of the things you are buying, they are fixed assets. You are buying table, you are buying chairs, you are buying machine. They'll be there for 30 years. You won't sell it to get money back. You just sit in your business. And then I go to know at interest, go and buy it. Interest is running on it. Meanwhile, it's not getting anything for you. Do you get? So, as a lender, I won't lend to you unless you're buying a trading asset. That's the thing I will give you money for. As a lender, personally now. I want to buy freezer, I'm interested. Get your freezer. If you want to buy drink, I give you money. You can sell drink, make money, and pay back. When you go to go and buy freezer, you won't sell freezer to pay me back now. Do you get? So you have to separate between fixed assets and trading assets. So don't borrow money to buy a fixed asset. You always run into trouble. You can go and buy a business block. You don't have freezer. Okay, I will give you money. So you want to buy a freezer, I will never give you, unless I don't know. Yeah, because you must be trading with it to pay the interest and pay the whatever back. If you go and sink it in fixed asset or in wire or in a factory, and you are paying interest on it, that's not going to come back. So those are the issues when people are trying to talk about
capital. So if I'm
capital.
starting a business, I should not consider
interest-bearing loan.
So where should I get capital then?
You have to start small, start from savings, start from. If you come to I'm doing lending or microfinance. 10, 20 years ago, when they started licensing you for like microfinance bank. Many of my friends got licensing, including even two that report to my report. The capital was just 10 million naira. You have to go and take house in Papa. Office in Papa, and pay, and I live as if they are working for First Bank or GCB, buy official car, 10 million capital. All of them, of course, they all died. All of them, all that I know died. Okay, so I learned a lesson from that. My office is just one space office, you know my office. There's even no curtain there. You just sit down. There is fan, there's inverter, so that if there's no lights, in fact, the fan is always wrong. No curtain, no AC, no nothing. You go and sink your capital in that. And then after that, it's going to move. The money you should be generating money from is already sunk in fixed assets. You're left very small, whatever. And then you go and buy an official car. Then you give one person big amount of loan. Half of your money, give to one person. It defaults like this, next crumbles. So you have to match your income, just like you are earning salary. You have to match your income with your spending. That's all. There's no other way. Once you are spending more than you are earning, whether it's a business, whether it's salary, whether it's an investment, it's going to die. It's a matter of time. You have to match it.
So you see that even me, that some of these things are proudly, because I said it, and I've noticed that over the years. Whoever you are, no matter how much you pray and fast, the first thing that God will do for you is that you will earn more than you spend. So it's either you cut in your spending or God will give you wisdom to earn more. Usually, what God will do for you is to do both. As you are earning more, you know how to manage more. So it's a panoramic idea of how to manage your money. So even if as a businessman, and I think Pastor Remi has shared that privately with me too also, that when you are starting up, you start modestly. Don't think about big things. It's possibly one of the reasons why a particular tribe in Nigeria seems to thrive a lot in business. I guess it's part of their training. You see the man, he will be so modest, and and you think that he doesn't know how to dress. But when the business gets to an extent, you will know that this guy has money. It will manifest for you. So capital. So number one thing is that rule out interest-bearing loans when you are starting up. Some people have said that if I have a good idea, I can sell equity. I can use my idea to buy equity. Does that happen in Nigeria? It seems to happen more in foreign land. Does it happen in Nigeria? I have a good idea, and I think I will need 5 million to start, and I don't have money. I can come and meet Mr. Onigbinde. I have this idea. You think, this idea is good. I want to buy 50% of the idea for 5 million naira. Does it still happen in Nigeria?
It happens every day. If you have a very good idea, investors, there's so much money at any point in time in any society looking for deployment, looking for where they can put that money and earn. It's always there, any day, anytime. Even today, if you want to raise 1 billion naira today now, before close of today, before evening, you can raise it. That's the truth. But what you are raising it for must be something that I can see, you know, that okay, truly if you put the money there, the money will come back. That's usually the issues. To be able to have done your own work, so that by the time you present him, can see that okay, if you put money into it, you come back. That's really the challenge. And that's why you have started already. To attract more money is very easy because they have seen that you have demonstrated that you can do it. Okay? I'm not trying to be, it also has modesty. It also has modesty. About 2 of my friends have called me and said, Remi, sit down. I can give you money to do this business and get license and a lot of big money. And I say, thank you, don't worry. I've not taken money from any of them up to now. Because they've seen that you have done it for 2-3 years and you are ahead. That's how people invest. They won't give you money, they are not sure. You just have an idea. Even you have not demonstrated very well, you've not proven it. You say you have an idea, but you have 2 or 3 questions. You can't answer anymore. A friend of mine told something to me recently. He wanted to do all this hostel, building hostel for schools. You know it's a very good business. You build hostel for school and then you now take your money back. Okay? He said I should help him get people to raise money for him. And that's okay. How much is the cost of it, whatever? By the time he told me, a room comes to 18 million naira. I say, Oga, the people I be talking to, they are bankers. They are even my Oga, they are even my senior. You want to build a room for 1 million, 18 million naira. How much is bag of cement? How many blocks do you need to build the room? Oga, go and do your homework. 2 months after, he hasn't come back. That's what you see people do. They just have an idea. They won't think through it. They won't do any homework. They just want money. When it doesn't flow like that, you that money don't want to throw it away. If they can see that you can generate this thing and money can come back and generate income, you will get a lot of money. At any point in time, in any society, any day.
So one of the options of getting capital for your business is your ideas. But the raw idea itself may not bring the money. You have to do your own work. Do you have your business plan and do a thorough homework and know how to sell it? Mr. Onigbinde, Brother Remi, the same person. There was a time I know you a long time, even before Forex became very popular, many years ago, that you learned to trade Forex. Am I right?
I didn't really complete it.
Okay, you started learning Forex. And the reason why I'm saying I'm going to that route is because today we don't even know the exchange rates. It's possibly 900 and something. Somebody said it entered 900 yesterday. So it just goes, what you see today is not what you see tomorrow. And so we are encouraging people to earn in dollars. So if you earn in dollars, even if it goes to 1,000, it pays you. And so, and that's one of the reasons why we have this boss of online business. Because many online business gives you opportunity to earn in dollars, in hard currency. Somebody said, does it mean Naira is soft currency? That's a question for you to answer. So this online business, it seems that is two-edged sword. Are they really legit? It seems people have been defrauded in online business. They have had their fingers burnt. Is it really legit? Can people really make legitimate money in online business?
Okay, I look at it from 3 points of view. Anything online, number one, be very careful. Personally, I might be wrong. I didn't do any research. It's just a guesswork. I think 40% of things online are false. 40%. Maybe only 60% is correct. It's true. People just post anything online. What you don't understand, you don't. So a lot of falsehood is online. Be careful about that. That's number one. Yeah. Number two, the type of online business, there are two kinds of online businesses. One that are actually online based or internet based, like FX trading they're talking about, cryptocurrency, all those, they're actually internet based. It must be online. It can't be done outside or offline. It must be online. There are those like that. The other one is you are doing normal business, but you have to use the platform or online platform to spread it, like a Jumia, Amazon. Maybe you are just trading. You want to put it that people can see it instead of just a small shop where people pass. Everybody online can see it all over the world and all this. Those are the two for me. Okay, the first one is the crypto and FX and all that. Yeah, that one I try to shy away from it unless I understand exactly how it works, because usually speculative. They will tell you it's always growing. There's no market that is always growing. It doesn't exist. Every market it may trend upward eventually, but it's not every day that it will grow. Some days you also then to go. They tell you it can never come down. It's not true. There's no market that will behave like that. No market. Okay, so you must understand exactly what you are getting into. This person that's telling you he wants to do it. Has he done it before? What's his results? Does he even know it? You just tell you, once you put in money, in 1 hour, you get 60,000 naira. Fine. I'm giving you 60,000 naira now, 1 hour, 60,000 naira will come back. What are you doing in 1 hour to give me that 60,000 naira? That's what the first thing I will ask you. What are you going to do? Once you can't explain it, that's the end. Because what they do is go and pull money for everybody. They pay you so want to pay this person, just like MMM. There's some people now lose their money. That's what happens. So if you cannot tell you where the money is coming from, don't bother. But some are legit. Trading of FX. Even banks do currency trading. They buy dollar, it's normal treasury operation for banks too. So currency trading exists. But the person telling you to come and do it, does he know it? Can you train for it? And then also know that it's very risky. It's very risky, whether online or offline. Currency trading is a very risky business. Currency, you remember that dollar was 360, was 507 at the point in 2016, everybody first came. Before Osmajo came and brought it down to 360. I know customers that who are into exports, who are into cocoa in Akure, that lost about 3 billion just to that alone. They had so much dollars, they think it keep going up. One day, just from 500 to 360, and they had like $20 million somewhere. And it came. So that's the nature of currency trading. Although the money also made the money initially from the thing growing, but they lost it back. So currency trading is like that. You have to be sure the pair you are using, the economy you are playing, you are betting against, whether US dollar against euro, whether you must study all those things fairly well before you go into it. Okay? So if you don't understand any business, honestly, my advice is don't bother. And then if you want to use online platform to sell your things, let me give you an example, the one that I understand very well. A lot of us use Kuda. Kuda microfinance. Okay? I mean, it's public knowledge, so I can say it's a public knowledge. Kuda is online bank. They do very well, do a lot of things. A lot of you use them. Kuda made a loss of 6 billion naira current financial year. 6 billion naira loss. Last year, it lost of 500 million naira. If they keep like that for that 5 years, what happened to Kuda? I don't know what happened next year, but at least the last 2 years, that's their results. Do you understand? So, and the reason is this. If you are doing online business, maybe people get to know you through online platform. The logistics of delivering that thing must be offline, like Jumia now. You can't get your thing from the phone now. They have to send it to you physically. You can buy online, can shop online, but even Amazon, they have to have structure to give it to you physically. So if you have a small shop and you want you go online, you want to buy it from Johannesburg, from Nigeria, how will you deliver it to the person in Johannesburg? So until you have the resources to do that online platform, don't waste your money and be paying for license, be paying for data, be paying for what you know that you can't even deliver. You don't have the logistics to support it. The reason why Amazon is so successful is that the massive logistics behind Amazon is amazing. Any day you deliver. Now they are successful. So you must know that the online, these are the things that also go with it if you want to put your business online. Though it makes your business grow, I give it to you. None of them make losses, so. But you must understand what goes along with it. If you are going to go online, what delivers the thing? It's not just by being online. The real forces that deliver it, you must have it in place. Okay? But for crypto and all that, it's speculative. It can go up, it can go down, it can go up and go down. So what you do is, people that play better that I know, you have a limit. Once you get to it, okay. Once you get to it, also sell. Don't be saying tomorrow is you go higher. Tomorrow is you go higher. One day you now come down. All the money you have made, everything goes. You know, why did I say those people lost money in Akure? When I said those people lost money in Akure, there's a particular customer of mine, I won't give their name because it's confidential. They never lose anything. In fact, they call that guy, he's my very good friend. Tesla, very young, he's a child accountant. They call him Taiwo Pomola. That's what his mates call him in the industry. Because you look at it, you have to also point, sell it. Whether it's cocoa, whether it's the dollar they earn, everything, we put a limit. Go to the level, sell it, and take his money. And then can now go back again. But to say, keep going. One day we come down, and then you now lose.
Yeah, you see, what I've discovered about business investments over the years, being an investor and studying business people, is the fact that diligence is important. Yeah. There is no free money anywhere. So if you are going to trade Forex, if you are going to do a business online, you must be diligent, search out, know about it, research, pray about it, ask questions, have mentors that will help you, assist you. And the other thing that I've noticed is that whenever a business opportunity offers you great profits, sometimes it's not even that it's 419, it's just that the risk is very high also. So Forex, some of those online business offers you great profits, but the risks are very high. So you need to weigh your risk benefits and weigh, should I do this business? What I advise is that you have a baseline. We said that a few weeks ago. It's like building a house. You have a foundation of not so risky investments. Then you can now start trading at the top with those risky things online, particularly if you are not a full-time business person. So, Brother Remi, I read recently somewhere, because I used to think that because of the difficult business environment in Nigeria, a lot of businesses fail. And the truth about it is that a lot of businesses fail. But I read something that was a study that was done about businesses in America, in the United States of America. And I think I have the figure in my head. They said after 2 years, about 20% of businesses fail. After 5 years, about 45% of businesses would have failed. After 10 years, 65% of businesses would have failed. And that only 25% of businesses survive 15 years and above. So it seems that the business terrain is very difficult. And there is a very high chance of businesses failing. Even though I know the flip side, when a business succeeds, you have a very good chance of creating wealth. So is it true that there is a high chance of businesses fail? You even gave us an example of people that started this business with you that failed. Why do businesses fail? And how can we circumvent these reasons that make businesses to fail? Okay. Why do they fail?
Okay.
Do you agree first that it's true that a large percentage of businesses that start up fail?
Yeah, a lot of businesses fail. I'm not too sure with statistics, but there are businesses fail, there are business failures, a lot of business failures. One thing you just mentioned is mentorship. Mentorship is very key. It's the person who has done it before, who has done it well, that can also put you through how to do it well. Almost, it is a statistical whatever, or he goes through almost all the time, honestly. I think that's why people look at church in Nigeria, and church in Nigeria are very successful. Look at the strong bond of mentorship in Nigerian church. See how the pastors are leaders, see how they have sold. So, I mean, that's one of the factors that helps them. Because I also study church a lot, in borrowing into my own ideas of business. The mentorship thing helps them a lot. There are a lot of pastors that can come to make a business fail. If you don't understand them and you go into it, you may run the same thing might happen to you. And just it's not sentimental. Two things for me if you want to do a business. Like I say, you must know your own core competence. What can I do very well? One reason why I like lending and banking is that I love arithmetic. Not math, so arithmetic. That's what I like the most. Ratio, calculating. When it comes to all those differential calculus, I don't like those ones. But ratios, addition, I love it. I can do it 24 hours. So it's in sync with what I'm doing. You must have your core competence. What you can really do, whether by training or by exposure or by natural gifting, what you can really do very well. That's number one. Then two, the environment where you're operating. Those are two major things that makes it to succeed or fail for me. Beyond any other thing. The environment you are operating. Environment plays one of the biggest investors, Warren Buffett. He said if you bring a very strong management, put in a very bad environment, guess who will fail? The management will fail. Environment will survive. It's always like that. Flip it 100 times, the same result will happen. So you must understand the issues in your own environment. Nigerian environment particularly is very tough. There's no light. Policies change. Now security problem, inflation and all those things. But you must factor in all those things there. Business won't succeed because you are a good man. You have a good mind. You won't. Or because of sentiment. If I made this money, I give to motherless baby. Business doesn't recognize that. You must give them what it takes. If you are selling water, what I want to sell, you must have water where they want to buy it. That's what business is. Any other thing in the story. What they want to buy water at 7 o'clock, and they want it cold, and they want it packed, or you are selling food. It must be fresh. It must be so thing. It must be. You see that even in Ibadan here, fertilizers has failed, Abi, and the other one they are failing. Now you have Kilimanjaro, you have Bite, and they are doing very well in the same line of business. In fact, they are even bigger. One of the things that's the most risky is banking. In Nigeria, how many banks have failed? But if you understand the fundamentals you are getting into, and it fits your core competence, that's very important. People talk about passion, talk about all those also coming. Yeah, it's good to have passion, it's good to like what you are doing, to love what you are doing. But that's not what to make it work. That's the truth. It's understanding the dynamics of the business. For instance, if just where I have to buy on credit and sell for cash, is far superior to one where I will buy on cash and sell on credit. Do you get? Those are things that make differences between businesses, between industries. Because the body of funding now lies on me. The other person, the body of funding is somewhere else. Like supermarket and co. They just build the thing. People give them goods free on credit. They now sell and pay back. So you have to compete with the same person, but you have to go and generate money and sell on credit. It's not the same thing. So those are things that make businesses to fail. The fundamental of that business, then the environment you're operating. If you're in Nigeria, you must know exactly what works. Because people that you are competing with, there are people in China where they have electricity. They are not buying this to power their own. There are a lot of things coming imported to Nigeria. They call it dumping. It's too technical. Let me not get into it. But you must understand, okay, if I want to produce in Nigeria, because I also have a lot of businessmen that do very well in Nigeria. Do very well. People like Zatec, Amo, that's in poultry, Calm industry, they are doing very well. But they get a lot of, they also understand the terrain. They know these issues. Inflation, some of them, they want, like Calm manufactures steel and coal in Ilorin. He went to buy a particular type of pole, NEPA pole, from Kanji to Ilorin. He laid it by himself. And that time, even NEPA doesn't have it, so you can't steal it. He's the only one that has it. So it takes a lot to succeed, but you must understand all those. If you cannot overcome those challenges, don't go near those ones. There are easier ones that you can do. Settle for the easier one. Be buying from Cam. Don't go and join him, compete to produce with him. Because he has a lot of resources, he has a lot of power that he can go buy from him and redistribute. That's easier. So don't go into what you don't have the ability, the financial muscle, the competence there, the environmental issues that can come up. The water is using, it doesn't dig borehole. It's from Amsterdam. I grew up in Lawal, so I know a bit of that he channel water that is using to do whatever. A lot of things that he has made that if you want to compete with him, it will be very tough.
So even though business terrain is tough, people are succeeding. And I believe if you do your due diligence, one of the things you mentioned is mentoring. And one of the reasons why we have something like a life service is mentoring, hands-on. People that have done it for some time that can share their experiences with us. And I believe as we businessmen, some other people that are doing side businesses, your businesses will succeed. But please do your due diligence. Pray about it. Look for a mentor. Ask questions. Search out and get knowledge. And we believe Jesus will do you good in the name of Jesus. If you believe God, shout aloud, amen. If you have been blessed today, can you just wave your hand towards heaven and put your hands together and appreciate God? Can we appreciate Brother Remi, Onigbinde? God bless you. Till we see you again. Flourish.
Thank you for watching this video. We do appreciate you. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do so by clicking the subscribe button so that you get updated whenever we post more edifying content on this channel. Once again, we appreciate you. Thank you, and God bless you.